Welcome to Wrapped 2019, where we are counting down the 100 best albums of this year. Be sure to send us any and all comments, questions, concerns, love, and support to our Instagram at Wrapped Podcast or Twitter at Podcast Wrapped, or email us at wrappedpodcast@gmail.com. You can also visit our website, wrappedpodcast.captivate.fm, to stream any and all episodes. Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy. Album 100.
Album 100. What do you got? What you got?
Bryce Vine, Carnival.
Ooh, okay.
You see, I was really excited for this album, and then it happened, and it just wasn't it for me. I love the art, and the art's great. I think he's great. He has great energy. You saw him at Hangout. You said he was a great performer.
He's fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous performer.
But
I'm on his Instagram. He's great.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, besides the singles that were already out, there was like one or two songs that stuck with me, and the rest is like the longest 30 minutes of my life. I was like, it just didn't stick for me. Maybe the next round, who knows? But
his EPs were really good.
Yeah, his EPs were good, but his album just kind of fell flat. So
I understand that.
I think he just needs to step up a little bit. But all right, that's my 100. What you got?
So my number 100 album is by our favorite rapper, Lil Pump at Harvard Dropout.
You listened to that?
I listened to that whole thing. I did. I regret all of it.
How long is that?
Oh, dude. So it is 16 tracks.
That's long.
It's 40 minutes long.
Oh.
So it's like they're all short tracks, but they all seem like they take forever because it's not good.
Yeah.
It's just not good. And so that is all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
What is your 99th album, Colton?
We got Feet of Clay by Earl Sweatshirt. So I've heard and I've read a lot of stuff about the concept of it. It's about it's taking place during the fall of some empire and whatnot. And the title comes from this famous statue and symbolic. But the album itself, it's 15 minutes. It's super short. It's like 6 songs. But like the beats were fire. But I felt like him and the beats just didn't marry one another. He had some great features on them. There's a bunch of uncredited artists on there who were giving vocals and everything else. I don't know. It just didn't land for me. I didn't see the concept. I couldn't really understand the story. The artwork didn't really seem to make a lot of sense. It was okay. It wasn't as good as some rap songs.
So it was like one of those, at least you tried kind
of
things?
I think it just would have been, if it's a full album, I think it could be amazing.
Yeah.
But as this little EP, whatever it is, it was just not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Well, my number 99 is Motley Crue with the Dirt soundtrack.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, throwback.
So that came out this year.
You didn't like it?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
So the Dirt soundtrack.
Because you like that movie.
Motley Crue. I love that movie.
Yeah.
So the best song on there is the Dirt. Like the song with Machine Gun Kelly is the best song on there.
Yeah, it's a good song.
The rest of it just sounds like a bunch of guys that hadn't made music in a very long time.
Which is true.
That used to be famous for making music.
Yeah.
Came back together to make this music.
Rip.
And I'm probably gonna go see Motley Crue next year when they do their stadium tour with Def Leppard.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
It's gonna be incredible. But they just there was moments where they got so close to making it just awesome again, and then they would just fall off, and I was like, no, guys, come on.
Yeah.
But it's Motley Crue. I'm not gonna get mad at Motley Crue. Parts of it were cool because parts of it were songs that I had heard before. Shout Out the Devil's on there, Looks That Kill. But overall,
yeah,
even
just fell flat.
And I've realized that this is mostly an album of it's a greatest hits album that they just was it's a soundtrack. But if they just called it Motley Crue's greatest hits, it would have been better. It would have made more sense.
Yeah, they called it the Dirt.
They called it the Dirt soundtrack. And while it's cool because sometimes it's the people from the movie playing.
Yeah.
It's
I got you.
Motley Crue magic is only good for Motley Crue magic.
Yeah.
And Motley Crue was good in the 80s. They're cool now because they're really, really aggressive guys, but
at the time. I got you.
Yes.
I feel. All right, 98. So I got Orange by Landon Cube. Do you know who Landon Cube is?
No idea. Please enlighten
Do you know
me.
who Little Skies is?
Yes.
You know, like Roses and the song like I'm Too Cool for a Girlfriend. He's the dude that's on those songs. So he's the featured artist.
Yo.
Yeah, on those songs.
That's interesting.
Right? So he came out with his like own EP this
Yeah.
year called Orange. And I found it because it had a song with Little Skies, and I have a guilty pleasure for Little Skies, right?
Yeah.
So there's a song on there called 17 that is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. But the rest of it, like he was trying. I like Landon's voice a lot. Like I thought it was interesting on Little Skies' stuff. He's trying to like go for some kind of hardcore emo. I used to listen to a lot of pop punk when I was in middle school, and I'm influenced by its sound. It's short and it's kind of just all the sound the same. He's just not there yet. I think he's gonna be great one day.
Sometimes it's like that.
He's just not there yet.
Yeah.
But 17 by him is phenomenal.
I will listen to it.
It's a great song.
I will listen to it.
Yeah, Orange, enlightening, right?
Nah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right, what you got? 98.
So 98 is Offset, father of 4. So Offset, my man, Offset. This is another case of somebody that has a lot of potential to be great.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of time wasted on frivolousness. And while this was a more serious album, like there is no without a doubt this is one of his most like for sure content wise things. But it was mixed in with these songs that like just were like yeah. Like you had the Cardi B song, great. J. Cole's verse, awesome. CeeLo Green, great. Gunna, great. Travis Scott, 21 Savage. All of the features on this album
great features,
are amazing.
But that can't save you.
Yeah, this is also my biggest reason why the Migos should never break up.
Agreed.
Because they are so much better together than when they are apart. And when they are apart, it's like when you're making mac and cheese and you don't have any cheese, so you just have mac. Like you need everything else that goes in it.
Yeah.
You need your seasoning.
Yeah.
All of them are okay. Like Quavo by himself is great. Offset by himself is great. Takeoff by himself is great. But when you put those all together, that is when the magic happens.
Agreed. I tried listening to the album and it just all sound the same. So I'm with you. All right, number 97. So my boys BTS, who I love very much. I have a guilty pleasure for whoever is out there that's like, man, that's weird, Colton. Whatever.
Hey, own it.
Whatever. So they released like I guess it's kind of like an EP called Map of the Soul, Persona. No.
Really?
So Boy with Love with Halsey was hardcore, and it was on the radios and it was great. And then Ed Sheeran wrote a song and it was super good. Both the songs are great. The rest of the album just fell flat. Like they came from 2 albums last year that were fire, like hardcore rapping, great melodies, everything. And then they came with 7 songs to carry us over to another album, and it was like it doesn't make sense. It's like working backwards. You release an EP, then you release an album, and it just
or if you release something after, it's like these are songs that I wanted to put on the album but I couldn't.
Right.
Here you go.
And I know they're busy because they tour a lot, and like when they do a show, it's like 3 hours a show. It's just them.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best touring artists of today.
For sure.
But yeah, man, Map of the Soul, it didn't land. It's unfortunate, but I'm hoping then that the next piece that they do is gonna be great. Like because this year they've really blown up with like being featured. Like RM was featured on Lil Nas on Old Town Road remix, and then Halsey just dropped an interlude with Suga from BTS, and it's gonna be on her new album. Yeah. So like they're doing stuff a little more individually now, but.
I hope they don't fall into the same thing that Super Junior fell into, where it was like they were massive. Like Super Junior was it. Like they were the end all be all. And then where is Super Junior now?
Yeah,
and I really
hope they don't either. I don't think so. I think they just need time to get back in the studio because I know like the label runs everything for them because they are K-pop bands and like labels are like even more controlling there than in the US. So I'm hoping to get them back in the studio. Another project.
All right, so my 97th album is Tiesto. The first EDM entry on this actually is Tiesto Together. My birth into EDM as a genre and electronic music was through Tiesto. His old trance things got me so hyped. Like I remember being on a plane, I listened to the same Tiesto song the whole time because it was the only thing that could calm me down. However, the issue with people like Tiesto is that they were so good for so long that after a while it kind of gets stale. And he makes house music. He makes big room like festival, go out with your friends, rave it up music. Yep. But that's not like that's what he's been doing forever. And there needs to be like a development there that just hasn't happened yet. And I really can't wait for that to happen because he can make music till the day he dies. Yeah. And like we've seen in his sets even where he's played or he's like deviated from that regular house genre. And house as a genre is great. It has its place. It's all some people can listen to. For me personally, it is something that I could get bored with very quickly.
Yeah. Which says a lot for you because you love EDM so much.
Yeah. It's look at the shirt.
Yeah.
But like I just feel like he has like reached that legend status where he can deviate. And like it might be a thing where people won't listen to it, but people will listen to it. Yeah. Like it's Tiesto. Like you're not gonna not buy tickets to a Tiesto show if you're in this world, because it's like having like the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, and the Beatles all go on tour, and you're like, you know what? I'll catch them next time. Like, that's just not a thing that you do.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, that's my 97.
All right, number 96, "The Fly Tape" by Travis Mendez. Do you remember Travis Mendez from John Bellion? Yeah, dude. So he released his own project this year, and I heard about it because John Bellion posted about it on his Instagram. So off the bat, the art, I did not like the art. That's just a personal thing to me. But he has a great voice, but the little, I guess it's an EP or album, it didn't stick. Like, he had some great, like, melodies and harmonies in there. Yeah. It just didn't stick. I think he works so well with Bellion. He needs a lot more people around him or something, or Bellion to keep him, like, more on track. But it wasn't necessarily that it was bad. It just, I guess it wasn't interesting. Okay. I mean, it's something, like, chill. Like, I totally could get that on vinyl and play that on, like, a date night. Yeah. And, like, not think about it. But as far as, like, sitting down and, like, wow, I'm going to bop to this.
It wasn't the move?
No.
That's unfortunate.
No, but, maybe next time.
Oh, always. All right, so my 96 is Weezer, the Black Album.
Oh, no.
So, I love Weezer.
Everybody loves
like
Weezer.
It's just it's like you're born. And, oh my goodness.
I love Weezer. Right? Yeah.
But, they need to do something like different. Like the covers album was cool that came out. The Teal album, it was just covers. That was awesome.
That was cool
because it was just them messing around songs that they'd always wanted to play, doing things that are like super active.
You didn't have expectation of it because you knew the songs going in. Yeah, but this is an original work.
And like it just sounded like the singer got high one day and was like, "I'm gonna write a bunch of songs."
That works for some people though.
It does, but it didn't work here this time. That was not the move. Yeah. So maybe because it's Weezer, they'll put out another project next year. Probably by the time we're done recording this, there will be a new Weezer album, like the Antimatter album or something.
Yeah, they keep putting out stuff.
I will say they have been super consistent about putting stuff out.
I think that's good.
Yeah, and I was super happy with the way they put out like that Africa cover last year. Yeah, that was wild because it's Africa. Nobody wants to hear that song anymore, but Weezer did it, and they were like, all right,
okay, cool, not bad.
Like, no offense to Toto. I love Toto. Yeah. But, like, if you had to give me a choice between listening to, like, the Rolling Stones or Africa by Toto.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Yeah. Interesting. Number 95. Got a couple down. All right. Scary Nights by G-Eazy.
You want to do something? I completely forgot that came out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for probably good reason, but, like, okay. I like the idea, like, the concept of him, like, dropping something on Halloween, because he loves Halloween. Like, his Instagram pictures, he was always posting about how it's his favorite holiday. Yeah, it's really cool. Sure. But if we're looking at this on a technical scale, which we are, it didn't make it for me. It has some cool songs on it. It has some great features, and he kept doing little tease things by dropping, like, double-sided singles for like once a month for a couple months, and I was like, all right, Jeezy, what's that next album? And it was this, and I wish he had like been more forward about that instead of saying, like, feeling like, oh, I'm gonna release an album. People who are fans of G-Eazy were like very disappointed, like, man, I thought it was gonna be an album. It's like, no, it's just a little holiday EP. It's weird. I don't know. It was weird. It didn't make it for me on a technical scale to know. Like, I love G-Eazy and I want to bump some G-Eazy. You probably would enjoy it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I talked to a G-Eazy fan about it back and forth, and he's like, I like it, but it's not what I wanted. So.
I feel like that last project he did kind of set a really high bar for him to top.
Totally.
Because that last project was so good.
It was so good. And then...
Linguini.
And then I think, too, the whole Halsey breakup thing, he kind of just messed him up a little bit emotionally and mentally. I don't know what he's doing right now. I'm a little confused.
Honestly, nobody does.
Nobody does. What you got? 95.
95 is a super throwback, but it's Switchfoot, Native Tongue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, dude.
Switchfoot.
Switchfoot's one of those bands that have been in a part of my life and my world forever. Just because Radio Disney played Meant to Live like every 20 minutes or something. But no, just Switchfoot was a band that meant a lot to me when I was younger. Like, I swore by Meant to Live as like the song. But again, it's not as much so as the same as the Weezer effect, where they've been around for so long that you know what to expect. Like, this album, I could see them reaching for new concepts, new ideas, maybe even like some like new sounds. Like, it wasn't just that, oh, this is Switchfoot, borderline CCM kind of sound. It was like they were kind of pushing it, trying to get a little bit pop punkier. But at the end of the day, they kept falling back into that usual Switchfoot like cycle, where it's like sad voice, happy voice, sad voice, happy voice. Where it wasn't something that drew me in all the time, but like the moments that got me really got me. But those were few and far between.
Yeah.
Which is super unfortunate because,
I think it's interesting. So far, you've had two bands that in this modern age, like their type of music or their structure is not as apparent in the industry anymore.
Yeah.
And it's always really hard, I think, for a band that was formed, a couple generations of music, a couple decades ago, to still stay relevant and make good music. So, and it's same with Weezer too.
Yeah.
So on one hand, it's great they're still making music, but I think trying to play that longevity game is so hard. And when a band does that, it's freaking fire. It's awesome. So good.
It's amazing.
And there's only been a few, I can't even think of one right now that has been able to do that as of recently. But I'm waiting for one to do that.
Not recently. You see it a lot in like going back to like Motley Crue, but like the 80s bands. Some of those bands like Queen Strike, they're not on my list because it's Queen Strike, but they've been consistently putting out music. The Stones, even though they say they don't make music anymore because they don't need to.
Yeah.
Keith Richards has talked about how he's like, sometimes I'll go out and write a new lick just because I can.
Yeah.
And that's something that...
And it's something they love to do. Yeah. It's like a side passion.
And I feel like Switchfoot's a band that is like right on the cusp of making that flip into like that legend status, because they came to Birmingham a couple months ago and sold out Iron City.
Oh, really?
So they definitely still have a
the fandom is still there.
Like, they just... I feel like for their next album, whatever it may be, I feel like they started on a really good path with like reaching towards other genres and like, or other subgenres of rock. They just need to fully commit to it instead of kind of like taking the time to like reach there, like tease it, but not all the way going in. Yeah. So,
Cool. All right. Number 94.
I'm excited.
Lion King, The Gift by Beyonce and various artists.
Interesting.
This album honestly frustrated me. There's just something about it. Like, you know why? It could have been so good because it's Beyonce. Yeah. She featured Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, who was obviously in the movie.
Yeah, of course.
Had a great concept and marketing leading into it because it was like, it's kind of like Black Panther where it's not in the movie. Yeah. It's inspired by the movie. Also, that movie already has a soundtrack. But I didn't like the fact that literally every song before and after there would be a direct like cut of audio from the film.
That's weird.
So like you're listening to like a Brown Skin Girl, which is a great song.
Yeah, for sure.
And then after you hear like Seth Rogen talking as Timon, and it just is jarring.
Pumbaa.
Yeah, Pumbaa. Wow. No. Was Seth Rogen? Yes. Yes.
I think it was Billy Eichner?
Yes, Billy Eichner was Timon. You're right. Yeah. Okay. but it just
I know
was
my black films.
it was just jarring. Like, and I know some people liked it a lot and they
Yeah.
loved how many they had real African artists. Burna Boy was in it.
Okay.
All that stuff was in it. It just didn't land for me. And I think what ruined it truly was the idea of let's put the film in and take you on the journey of the film too literally with songs that didn't entirely reflect what was happening in the film, but reflect just the themes.
Okay.
It just didn't land on all fours. It was weird. Didn't love it. I was like, come on, Beyonce. You can do better. But honestly, it may not have been her. It may have been Disney saying, hey, if you're going to make this album.
Yeah, I feel like
You
that album was much more Disney than it was Beyonce.
I agree.
Because I feel like it would have been marketed differently if it was Beyonce.
I agree.
I feel like it would have been wider spread if it had been like put out by Beyonce.
Yeah.
I also feel like content-wise it would have been a little bit different.
I think we could have gone deeper into black culture. Like Brown Skin Girl, I thought like the title itself reached pretty far.
Yeah.
And was going well into like touching on that topic.
Yeah.
But I think it could go further.
No, it could have, but it didn't.
But it didn't.
But I think that's Disney being afraid of offending somebody.
Yeah, which is
just
fair.
a little bit, but
I don't think that it wasn't a necessary album. You could have just not released it, and no one would have been upset.
do you think it would have worked as like a bonus for like Christmas time? Be like, also buy Lion King,
Yeah.
get this Beyonce.
Yeah,
album.
like a promo thing that would have
Okay.
been cool. But also too, I said this is that if Black Panther the album didn't exist, this would be a great album.
Ooh, good
But Black
point.
Panther the album exists,
Good point.
is amazing, and should have won Album of the Year last year, but it's fine. But that album is freaking incredible, and also was put out by Disney, Marvel.
Yeah.
So I thought going into this that it would be, oh man, this is gonna be great. We're gonna get black culture, African culture again, and it just fell flat. And I'm like, they didn't put clips of audio from Black Panther in the Black Panther album, did they? No. Why'd
they
you put in
need
the
to.
Lion King? Why is it 24 tracks or
Yeah.
whatever? It's super long, and that's because they have short clips in there. But
Yeah.
I digress. I don't recommend.
All right. So my number 4 is gonna make some 94. Excuse me. Is gonna make some people mad because it's Taylor Swift by Lover.
You listen to it?
I listened to it.
I thought I was gonna listen to it because I thought you wouldn't listen to it.
I was gonna listen. I've listened to every single Taylor Swift album at least 2 times because I feel
Wow.
like
I'm shocked, but you have to have an opinion because you so strongly
dislike her.
exactly.
And every album she puts out, I approach it with the mindset you can like anything.
Agreed.
Didn't like this. I will say before we get into the things I didn't like.
What is your favorite Taylor Swift album?
1989, I believe.
Oh, wait,
I think it's the
those are
best one.
facts. What's your second favorite? Because everyone's favorite is 1989 because it is undoubtedly her best.
Oh, Reputation.
Okay.
Reputation is my second favorite Taylor Swift album.
So then, do you think that you don't like Lover because I feel like Taylor Swift fans either love or hate Lover and Reputation, and they're kind of on the seesaw.
I dislike Lover because Lover to me is everything that, not everything, because the Dixie Chick song, money.
Yeah.
Brendan Urie's song, money.
Oh yeah, he's amazing on it.
I thought the Dixie Chick song was better than the Brendan Urie song, but that's a whole different
I didn't
thing.
like Me except for Brendan Urie, so I'll agree with that.
But I just feel like this album was so generic sounding and was so cookie cutter pop that I was kind of disappointed because Reputation felt like she had something to say. Lover
did.
felt like she just needed to put out an album again. And Reputation, you can ask anyone. When Reputation came out, I was adamant that I was like, this is going to be terrible. And then I never said anything about it because I listened to it and was like, you know what? This is kind of okay. Like, I was like, you know what? I could listen to this every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I don't, but I could. I just feel like with Taylor in particular, I feel like she is a big enough artist. This is the same thing with the Tiesto thing. Taylor could sell out the planet if she tried.
Yes.
She does it consistently.
Agreed.
So I think now is the time for her to
Get weird.
Yes. Do something like make a rap album. Don't make a rap album. Please. I regret saying that. Please don't make a rap album. But like no appropriation, but do something different.
Yeah.
Like throw us a full Outlaw Country album. I feel like Taylor Swift has a full Outlaw Country album in her.
Totally.
Give it to us. Like I feel like she is so big. Like stadiums. Like
Yeah.
you cannot deny that. I have so much respect for her.
Yeah.
But I feel like her music just got so generic, especially on this album, that it felt like it was written by any number of pop hit writers, and they were like, all right, Taylor Swift, take this song.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hit because you're singing it.
Wow.
And I feel like if that didn't happen, this could have been really, really cool. Because, like, conceptually, it's a pretty cool album.
Yeah, like the whole, like, snake from Reputation turning into a butterfly and going from black and white to color.
Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of growth.
All the videos were well shot, I thought.
Incredible. Budget.
Todd your call.
Choreo.
Exactly.
But I just feel like every song I feel like had potential to go one way, and every way I wanted them to go, it went the other way, except for the Dixie Chick song, because that gave me
life.
Enough.
Yeah.
Like, I needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that is my thoughts on Love.
Man, Common's finna be going off about that. Because critically, it is super well received.
It is.
And fan-wise, even people like...
I really tried to like it.
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, I'm proud of you for listening to it. Because I thought I thought I'd have to listen to it, and you'd be like, how could you? Okay. Anywho, moving on before someone like totally like destroys this podcast.
Sorry.
Launches. Number 93. My boy Hoodie Allen. Whatever USA. Did you know he released it year? No. Exactly my point. Why do you think it's number 93? Because it wasn't good.
Hoodie
fell off.
No.
He's the one person I believe who fell off. For me. Because you know how much I loved Hoodie. Oh my gosh. Freshman year, my soundtrack was the Talk album.
Oh my goodness. That song with Ed Sheeran was...
Oh yeah.
Oh dude.
I loved him. He was my dude. He honestly like was my favorite rapper like in late high school. Because he like introduced me to like more modern rap. Yeah. And like he's just so clever with his writing and his schemes, and his sampling was so modern and interesting. And then right as we thought he was gonna get big after that 2014 album, he kind of went quiet for a while, and then he came back with an EP. A mistake. Should come back with an album. And granted, it was pretty good. Happy Camper was pretty good. Had some bops. Had Black Bear. Went on tour with Kyle. It was cool. And then after that, he really disappeared. Like, we didn't hear from him.
I haven't heard anything from him from about sophomore year of college.
Exactly. Like, he disappeared. He came back with an album our senior years, 2017. Had a great Wale feature on it. The album wasn't that good, though. The artwork was weird. His tours, he's really struggling to sell them. And then he started releasing these singles, and they were okay, and the art was cool. And then he released this Whatever USA album, and it just sounded...
Was it Whatever USA?
Let me put it this way. The first song opens with him, like, naming famous college towns. Tuscaloosa being one of them, because he goes and tours at college towns, which I feel like it's a little bit late in your career at your age to be still doing college shows, but whatever. And how he like...
He was also never to me, he was never like a frat rapper.
You know
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He wouldn't be somebody that would walk into like a frat house and be like, oh, they're playing Hoodie Allen?
But he became a frat rapper because that's all he could book. And the first song opens with him kind of glorifying, he's going to all these schools and he's meeting all these women there, and I'm like, bro, this is creepy, this isn't cool, this is just weird. It was just weird.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the album just proceeded to just go flat for me. So I don't know. Hoodie Allen, used to love him. I really hope he comes back with something really strong at some point.
That's the great thing about music, is that you
can come back. You can come back.
Unless you're R. Kelly, and then
no, that's just a no.
Forever.
No.
Forever.
But Hoodie, this year once again was another year where just kind of went over everyone's heads. So
much potential. All right, so my 93rd album comes from my Amsterdam boys, Yellow Claw. With their Danger Days EP. This EP was one of the few things we got from Yellow Claw this year, which I was super grateful for. However, I feel like it could have been better. Like, we got Callow Part 4, and Callow is their series of songs that is just, like, just all out, bring the rage. Callow Part 4 is great. But some of these other songs leave much to be desired in the drops, and I don't know, and I like hesitate to say that the drops were bad, because the drops weren't bad. Some of the drops were just out of place, if that makes sense. So like if they had made a different song, like if the beginning had been different and then the drop came in, it wasn't like a swerve that was like, oh, they're going this way, this makes sense, but it's weird. It was, this is just kind of weird and doesn't make sense with the rest of the track.
Yeah.
So like if you have these songs that have like these super trappy, like super gritty, like just like open up a mosh pit kind of feels to it, and then like you throw it into some like progressive house drop, that's not super helpful to anybody. And while like that works sometimes, because it worked in Callow Part 3 where they had the false drop that was just solid jump up and down before it went into that signature Yellow Claw trap sound. And I feel like a lot of this EP was spent trying to expand into other genres that are maybe more European or more internationally renowned. So this is just coming from an American fan where I live on dubstep and
that's
like
interesting.
EDM trap.
Yeah.
So that is probably more. This album probably connected more in another market, where their New Blood project, all of the mixtapes, where like mixtape 6, which was just the EDM trap Bible to me. I feel like they need to recapture that magic a little bit. Will I go see them next time they're close? Yes,
totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Am I still excited for their next project? Yes, absolutely. Do I still think they're one of the greatest groups to ever do this? Yes, absolutely. Do I think they need to separate themselves from their fashion? Also, yes, because I feel like a lot of this year was spent for them was designing this clothing line.
Oh, yeah.
That took a lot of time, and that's great.
Yeah.
Like the clothes are awesome. Like the Amsterdam collection was super, super cool. But I feel like when it came back to tie that into the music, there was a definite disconnect there where like the Amsterdam track was awesome. That came out with that project. But I feel like there was with Danger Jays, if it had been like leading into something, if it was like we're making our way back, just like be patient. Like hold on, like wait for us. Like I feel like with their mixtape series, which I'm still anxiously waiting another mixtape from them because I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
They're always lead into their next project. Like I remember for Blood for Mercy when that came out way back in 2015. We had been spent like mixtape like 6 through 9 was just, this is an exclusive from the Blood for Mercy album, and I was like, let's go. Like I am ready for it. Then Blood for Mercy came out and Blood for Mercy did everything I needed it to do. The Barong Family album did everything I needed it to do. Lost Amsterdam did everything I needed it to do. Lost Amsterdam was fantastic.
New Blood fire.
Amazing.
New Blood was fire.
But I feel like in their attempt to I feel like this year was kind of their year to take a break. It seems like they threw Danger Days together kind of quickly, where they had a bunch of project files and they were like, I mean, this kind of sounds alike. We'll just push those together.
To kind of keep people, interested or moving through the year.
And
right?
I honestly would have probably rather them not do anything this year.
Yeah.
And give us the Amsterdam single and the clothing line and be like, just wait for 2020.
That's it.
Instead of giving us this project, which I know they'll come back next year super strong.
Yep.
Festival season, I'm predicting it. Yellow Claw's going to come back and just run it.
Agreed.
But Danger Days did not do it for me.
There it is.
That's why it's 93.
There it is. All right, number 92, Run Wild, Run Free by Zakari. Do you remember the song Love from Damn by Kendrick Lamar?
Yes.
And the, you might run for my money.
Yeah.
That dude.
That guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he put out his first solo effort. He has a really beautiful voice, super high pitched. It's gorgeous. I just don't know if it maybe works by itself just yet. It was short, and I replayed it a good amount of times. There's a couple songs on there that I'm like, this is really good. It wasn't fully complete yet. He's such a new emerging artist.
So you think it was just a thing where he hasn't found his sound yet?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because he's been able to add great features to other Kendrick stuff, Black Panther album, everything. But he just hasn't found his own sound just yet. For right now, he's an amazing feature artist with an amazing voice.
Yeah.
And maybe another year or two, we'll have something more like, oh, this is like good. This is Zakari. And people remember, oh, yeah, Zakari, not the dude from Love, but as Zakari, just the name. So.
All right. Well, my number 2 is by Kehlani. Her While We Wait project.
Oh, yeah.
So this project confused me because this project started off with Footsteps featuring Music Cell Child. And let me tell you, I was all the way in my barbecue bag with that song. I love that song. And then it just kind of starts going downhill. Then it peaks back up when we get to Nights Like This with Ty Dolla $ign.
Oh, that's a good song.
Great song.
That's a good song.
I don't think it's the best song on the project, but we'll get there. And then after that, like, we Ride High with Ty Dolla $ign and the Black feature. Mm-hmm. But like the last 2 songs after that are just kind of like
Butterfly?
I didn't.
Oh, her voice is beautiful on that song.
Her voice is great. She's amazing.
She is.
She's an incredible
but
vocalist.
I will say it was kind of boring.
It didn't do much for me.
Yeah.
And I'm very much, and you can shout out my parents for this, where everything has to make me feel something.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really pretty to listen to, and it's great sonically. Like, this is a beautiful sonic album.
But it didn't make me feel, which is a large part of what R&B does best.
Yeah. And I feel like she walks that line of being, like, into the hip-hop world and into the R&B world. She's, like, kind of that trap R&B kind of thing. But I feel like she needs to forget about the genre label and just be herself, because if we go back to Sweet Sexy Savage, I can honestly not tell you a song that I did not like on that project.
Same.
And so I feel like and this was a large year for her.
She also has like a lot of personal stuff going on. Like, she had a kid.
Yes.
And then I don't even know if she's still dating, but was dating YG.
Yeah. So, like, she had a lot to do this year.
Yeah.
And
still dropped a 31-minute project.
That was not bad. Like, this
not
project
bad.
was good.
It was good, and it was critically well received.
Yeah. It just lacked feeling for me.
You think that she can do better?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I know she can do better.
If this wasn't Kehlani and was a new artist, would you rank it higher?
No.
Okay.
I would not.
Interesting.
Because I don't think feeling is something that doesn't just come from a person, because you can show me an artist that I've never heard of before.
That is fair.
That I could feel a ton for.
That is fair.
That you could hand me, like, the Beatles, and I will be like, who?
Right.
Not necessarily who, because it's the Beatles.
Yeah. But if you didn't know them and you're like, wow, this is so good.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter who the artist is.
It does not.
If
It
has
to punch me in the face somehow.
Yeah.
Either make me really excited, make me sob, like, make me mad, like, make me just want to pace around my room and think about stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's a feeling too. Like, this was an album that, like, went many different directions, like, sonically and, like, sound wise for me, that it never really landed where I think she wanted it to. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like her next project,
I think it's gonna be fire.
Is gonna be absolutely amazing.
I think her next project is gonna be incredible.
She does next.
Because if this is like B grade for her, then your A grade is like one step higher than the rest of the industry.
Wait for her next project.
Agreed.
But yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's facts.
Back to Lonnie.
All right, last one for each of us of episode 1, because if you count 100 to 91, that equals 10. Don't let that trip you up. Okay, number 91, 1998 by Silas. Do you know who Silas is?
I've heard of Silas.
So he's the newest signee to Bobby Boy Records, which is the new name of Logic's music label.
Okay.
It's previously called Elysium. And he was the
I like
opener.
Elysium better, but it's fine.
I kind of do too, but it makes more sense for the brand that Logic is creating.
He said Bobby Boy.
He's a character. Yeah, he's like this little, like, I'm Bobby Boy, what have you. I'm Bobby Boy. I'm Bobby Boy. He has the cutest stickers. He's so cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the first signee there. And he was the opener for the Confessions of a Dangerous Mind tour. So he opened before YBN, opened for JID, who opened for Logic, right?
Yeah.
I think Silas is incredibly talented. I think he's a really good artist. but this project sounded like C or B sides from Under Pressure.
Really?
Like straight up. It sounded so much like Under Pressure, like a copycat. And that's because Silas's biggest idol is Logic. Like, he's known Logic for like almost a decade, since he was like a 12-year-old kid, back when Logic was rapping in like Gaithersburg, Maryland, when no one knew him. And then they became friends, and he was a fan who became like an artist and everything. And then eventually, like when he was on the streets and stuff, Logic was like, you know what, man, let me get you on my label. He was like, yes, bet, give me the opportunity. And he can
shout out to Logic for coming through with that.
Yeah, shout out to Logic, but he can spit.
Yeah.
But I think he's so influenced by Logic that he almost sounds like him. Like, the production is dusty, just like Under Pressure.
Yeah.
The artwork, I don't know if it's by Sam Sprout or not, but the edges of it are like a framed picture.
Yeah.
It's frayed, just like Under Pressure. It reminds me too much of that album.
Okay.
And that worries me. But I think going forward, if he does something different, he'll be great. Because he had the song with Logic that he had on there was fire. The 1998 freestyle on there was fire. But the rest of it, like I said, it was just B-sides of what his, like mentor has already done. And it doesn't add as much to the music label as I wanted it to.
Okay.
Yet.
I
think similar to Zakari, he's an artist who's finding his voice. In like 2 or 3 years, we'll be like, man, Silas slaps.
Yeah.
But right now, it's kind of just like, eh.
Was this his first project?
Yes.
Okay.
This is his first like full length project.
Okay. Do you think it was like kind of just something where, like Zakari, where he needs to find his sound and he needs to find his space?
Oh, totally.
Instead of trying to occupy somebody else's?
Totally. I think he needs to get out of the shadow of Logic, and he needs to be his own person, his own artist, his own sounds, his own flow. And when he does that, then he'll be good.
Oh, solid.
All right. Number 91, what you got?
All right, number 91 is by Tycho. It's called Weather. It is.
There's so many thoughts on this one.
So it is Grammy nominated for Best Electronic Album of the Year.
It is. I forgot.
I disagree.
I agree with her disagreement.
I strongly disagree. Tycho is great. Tycho makes wonderful music that you can wake up, make breakfast on a Sunday morning to, maybe hang out at the beach, like do that light walk like you're in the Nicholas Sparks movie. But Tycho's music, especially, and I'm not going to talk for the music in the past, but Tycho's music, this project felt more like it was supposed to be somebody else's. And
I agree. Because of the girl on there, right?
Not even that. Like, I feel like this project was so much of him just taking that. It felt like he took a backseat on his own project.
I agree. Yeah, totally.
And I don't like it when artists do that. Unless you have somebody that's your...
Unless you are DJ Khaled, and the point is that all you do is feature people.
Yes.
But Tycho always just made his own music and let his music speak for itself.
He kind of went his own way. And this time it kind of felt like he was adjusting to what...
was
honestly
popular?
To what could get nominated for Best Electronic Album.
I agree.
And again, this is another album that's sonically beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous.
Beautiful album. Gorgeous voices. Gorgeous. All of it. Like, all the technical stuff.
But if we look at it compared to, Awake or Dive or any of those albums, like, because I would listen to, like, those 3 albums on repeat nonstop studying in college. That is what got me, like, my GPA in college, was just non-lyrical
Even his
music.
other project that came out this year was better. Epoch.
Oh, yeah, Epoch was better. I didn't like Epoch that much, like, compared to other stuff.
Like, I know this was, like, the deluxe version or whatever, and it came out in 2016, so don't shoot me.
Yeah, it's a little confusing, yeah.
But I thought Epoch was eons better than Weather.
I agree.
That being said, Weather, the song, the title track, is amazing. Into the Woods, amazing. Skate, amazing. But they're not something that I can see myself ever actively going back and listening to, just because it again is a bunch of stuff that didn't make me feel anything from a great artist. And so that was a little like, nah. And like, that's how I feel about this album. It was just kind of, nah.
It wasn't what I wanted. I waited 3 years, and this is what I got. And it's a 8 song compared to Oh man, Epoch was 11.
Yeah,
And
deluxe
then,
version is 15, even though that's just remixes, but still.
but that's also what he does. That's what he does best. Those hangout things for people to remix.
Yeah.
And I waited 3 years, and that's what I got. And I was kind of just like, eh. And they got nominated for a Grammy, and I was like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And like, I know that the genres that the subgenres of EDM and electronic music that I would like to get Grammy nominated
Just won't be.
won't be.
No,
Just
it's
because
not.
they're
It's not
super
possible.
niche. And there's like, it's like having a metal category in the Grammys. Like the stuff that people like listen to a lot aren't gonna get nominated because it's just super specific.
You either have to be Zed or you have to be Tycho, I guess.
Yeah. And yeah. That's the way you say it. And also like, with things that have come out about Zed, I don't know how much longer Zed's going to be around. But it's Zed, and Zed's production is incredible.
Yes.
Please don't hate me. Like, Zed's shows are amazing. Saw him at Shaky Beats 2018.
Yeah.
Thoroughly surprised.
I saw him play for 10 minutes, and those 10 minutes, like, I felt like I had just gone to an entire concert because I was so tired.
He puts it out there.
Bangs,
and I feel like
man.
Tycho, in a world where we have people like Griffin and Big Wild.
Illenium.
Especially Illenium. We'll get to him later. Illenium. Who, like, tons of people.
Yeah.
San Holo. In a world where San Holo exists, and I feel like album 1 is eons better. And like, I'm not trying to pit artists against each other because that's not healthy.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so many things that could make you feel and make me feel that Tycho can do because he's done it that he just didn't do. He just made something that's pretty and like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So
all right.
That's my opinion of Weather by Tycho.
Man, that's a good one. All right, well, that does it then. We've done 191.
We did it!
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, so that was our first episode of Wrapped 2019. So,
Thank you.
thank you for watching or listening, whatever you're doing.
Whenever you consume your media,
Whatever
we appreciate it.
And make sure to subscribe, follow us on all social media channels, check out our website at wrappedpodcast.captivate.fm.
If you think I'm wrong and you think I'm stupid, tell me. Don't be mean, but tell me.
Send me an email to my personal email account and let me know what you think.
That's scary.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.